Hello everyone, I'm Bra Mithra. It's April. This is the April update, so it's actually the Easter update for KDM. So that means lots of Lagomore stuff launched with the shop, and finally the witch finally appeared. Right, a mono we teased Lantern years ago. It's released. Spring has finally arrived. So that was released in the shop. It's already gone, but that happened right away. But it happened. So the Witch of the East Star or whatever, West Star, I forget what it's called. She's finally released, so that's cool. Now let's get into the update. Kind of lots of stuff to talk about. So, Hail Lagomore Festival and appearance of the Witch of the East Star. Okay, yes, it was a mono we teased last years ago and released. Spring has finally arrived. Things continue to trend positively around our small studio in New York City, with in-development content constantly hitting the playtest tables and the production team busily testing out the latest work from our sculptors and engineers. It's a good time for Kingdom Death. It is rare we push or highlight things from our web store on Kickstarter updates, as I like to keep the content as pure and anti-marketing as we can. Today, I did want to drop a personal note thanking Danny Cruz, who had recently picked up the pencil and wandered in the lantern-lit world of Kingdom Death again. He did a lot of the original artwork and stuff, like Forge God, Lion God, what are the other ones? Like Lion Knight, there's a Screaming Antelope, or Nucalope, it will now be Nucalope. So lots of that stuff. Many of our iconic characters and monsters, and today we're releasing Lord's Rune Titus, an Indomitable Survivor that he designed, alongside a reforged version of Forge God, one of my absolute all-time favorites of Danny's body of work. So again, I'll cover all this stuff, the new Indomitable Survivor, there's the Forge God and all that stuff. Frog Dog Fulfillment. We are founding stones throw away from starting fulfillment for Frog Dog, Ultimate Showdown Board, Roll Survivors, and t-shirts. At this point in time, Frog Dog expansion has landed at all of our warehouses, and we're just waiting on a few of the items bundled with this wave of shipping to arrive before we pull the trigger. It's looking like we'll be able to start collecting shipping in the next 2 weeks. Make a pinned comment if there are any drastic changes. So if this is like Black Knight, it was like a 2-week gap just around between when they started collecting the stuff and when it actually got shipped. For most people, I think there was some people who got it within a week. So maybe we'll see this in May. Maybe we'll see Frog Dog in May. Outcome looks good. That maybe in May. Change the sign of the Satan shirt. Better match the design for our Percival shirt. Managed to get update to our partners just before the started production on them, so we don't need to change timeline. I think I need to skip past this. 1 second. I don't. So there's the new design. Fine. What's on the table? The playtest table is moving into the last third of an Ark Survivors campaign test featuring all the expansions slated for fulfillment in the remastered Wave 1 at the moment. The death count's been excellent so far, and I can't wait to see how high the recently encountered Screaming God will push the number. There's a lot more personality to the Red Witches now. We'll need to run a few more tests to make sure that everything is linking together as intended, but I'm already excited about the absolute insanity the final Red Witch Showdown's gonna be. I've also been getting a lot of cool art coming in recently. Don't want to give away too much, but here's a snippet of what made it onto my desk. So, again, Survivor wearing a red cloak. Very interesting. The Wanderers have also been making the rounds at the testing table lately. Just wrapping up, grabbing final assets for Goth Amy, and pivoting to Candy and Cola now. Both of these Wanderers visit your survivors during the early game and can offer some real heavyweight aid. Be careful how you treat them, though. You might find your settlements plan completely derailed. So there's Goth Amy. Don't know what that means. So here's Return to Gen Con. Booth's the same place. Mentioned this month, we're returning to Gen Con again this year. Back at our usual booths. along with brand new space or official Kingdom Death events. Still deciding on what types of surprises we'll have in store in our convention event goodie bags. We'll also have the team stoked to see the community again. We're also probably looking for a few volunteers to help us ensure our play space is running smoothly in the coming months. So keep your eyes peeled. That sounds something you'd be interested in. Kingdom Death Simulator update. Tharks is working hard, bringing us improvements and laying out the groundwork for our next big features. Encourage has been added to the sim, along with Kale and his roaring harmonica, whom can encourage all knockdown survivors and give them a little strength boosts. Team's hoping to release Savior Morgan this month for all Master Key holders. However, we found that there was too much to upgrade within the Stone Cloud. We also need a way for the dwelling to know what campaign was currently being played, so the planned story event interaction could work. So this here, I'll just go down. There's the Encourage. Where is it? Stone Cloud update. Stone Cloud update can hold up to 5 campaigns, and the menu has been expanded to allow you to assign a current campaign, so the dwelling knows what you're playing. This is huge. Very huge. Like, this is unbelievable. Record sheets now auto-update, so changes made to them in-game will automatically be synced to the cloud without the need to return them to the Stone box. iClop's instant photos now restore the Stone Cloud version of record sheets in their most up-to-date state, instead of creating a non-sync copy of those sheets. We're all working on a Lantern History feature, so settlements and survivors can more easily be restored via Lantern Year, so that we can use with your permission, survivors from the wild world of KDS for testing in development content. Interesting. Where is it? Roaring Harmonica Kale. So this is the new survivor that was added to the thing. Again, all very neat. We'll talk about that when I do the other video for all the new releases and all that stuff. So here we have Zell is my favorite miniature painter right now. I'm absolutely chuffed that she agreed to paint more Kingdom Death models. Next up, she's going to tackle Twilight Knight Kingslayer. So here is her Morgan, which is this absolutely crazy cool sculpt. So there's Morgan. I think you can currently vote for Morgan right now if this video makes it up in time to see if Morgan makes the final 4. Zell's small scale detail is incredible, and the style of Morgan's painted fabric really speaks to me. The combination of micro and macro brushstrokes is so cool. Yeah, it's a really good mini. Guys are crazy. I can scarcely believe that this is one of our game models, or game scale models. Here we have the questions. All right, this is going to take a minute. I want to talk about some of these. Thank you for everyone who submitted their questions this month. Such an outpouring of curiosity that I eventually had to cap the length of this section. If you don't see your question, it's below, and do my best to address it next month. Any word on eventually having extra copies of the Gambler's Chest rulebook in the store to see what stock looks like, but it's certainly possible. More Gambler's Chest rulebooks, that'd be neat. Were the t-shirts an add-on, or did they come with something? With a Percival t-shirt be available on the KDM store one day? The t-shirts being fulfilled with the upcoming mini wave along with the Frog Dog were available as both bundled rewards for specific pledge tiers and add-ons. This is the lantern, or the Frog Dog lantern, gold lantern, and like the Percival lantern pledge. That's what they're talking about for now. There's no plan to release any of these, but I'll let the community know if the decision changes. Any more news on the options to hold purchase items for combined shipping? Yes, after a lot of hard work, we're finally ready to test out the alpha of our treasury. So there. Is there a way we could pre-order the hard plastic boards and get them added to our backer kit? No. Production of these was unexpectedly expensive and time-consuming, and we cannot justify the cost of another production run. So, no more boards, at least right now. Maybe in the future. Will the new statues work with new incoming 3D board? Photoresin elastomer statues are intended to use with the Black Knight Citadel board. So just know, but that's because there's no board for the Black Knight Citadel. So, which campaigns can Parasite Queen be used in as the finale monster? I assume God Hand can't be swapped out in People of the Dreamkeeper. We're not quite ready to spoil details on the Parasite Queen just yet. As for the God Hand, it can be used as a finale monster for any of your Ark Survivor campaigns if you would like. More extensive rules for how to add particular monsters to particular campaigns will be included in Campaigns of Death. This is interesting, because you would think God Hand would be tied to having hand involved, but there really is no reason why you couldn't always just use God Hand. I've thought about it, even when I thought about doing new season 6 that I'll be starting really soon. Should come out really soon. I thought about using God Hand just to replace Gold Smoke Knight and playing People of Lantern with Ark Survivors and stuff like that. So this is interesting that that's said. I never really saw a reason why I couldn't, but now it's confirmed you can. The White Lion armor, as pointed out by several people on several occasions, is in dire need of an upgrade, especially in the placement of affinities. Does anyone know if Poots and Team Death are considering this for Campaigns of Death or Legendary Card Pack 2? There are no plans to update the White Lion armor at this time. So, in talking in the Discord, well, before recording, setting up recording for all this stuff, Taste did mention that this question was worded specifically for a reason, the way that it's worded, meaning that Campaigns of Death may or may not include like pattern stuff for gear. Maybe we'll see more hybrid stuff like Black Knight. That's not ruled out. It's not ruled out by the answer here. It's just that there's no plans to update the White Lion armor at this time. Doesn't mean that the White Lion quarry itself won't receive additional armor boons and things like that. So, at least that's the way I read what Taste had said during the discussion in leading up to me hitting record for this. Wasn't there another expansion supposed to be shipping soon? Can we combine shipping and the expansion? That's the plan. The Frog Dog expansion is being shipped along with the shirts, hard plastic shirt on board, classic death dice, and roll survivors. So that's the plan where you can combine the shipping of these things. A couple of questions. First, you plan on selling the armor sets from the Gambler's Chest individually, as you did for the base game and first expansions, will make more survivors on these kits. Not at the moment. Maybe possible in the future. Anything's possible. So anything's possible. What's this one? Finally facing down the Kings. No announcements official for the moment. Continue to explore all avenues to improve tracking and organization for KDM Sim. So this is talking about bringing Gambler's Chest, but Gambler's Chest there's no word on when that's coming. Metal King's coins, no. Screaming God is still a Node 5 expansion. Solve debate. I hate. Does Node 5 still exist? Screaming God becomes available to hunt after the defeat of a campaign's core monster, and is currently slated to be a Node 4 quarry. After balancing considerations, we've decided to shift most of our currently announced Node 5 monsters to be Node 4 instead. It said most there. So it doesn't say all Node 5, it says most. So there could still be a Node 5 somewhere in the mix. But as far as Screaming God and the other ones that were pitched as Node 5s, I forget the other, probably Griffin, I think was pitched as Node 5. I forget, but it doesn't matter. They're just going to be Node 4s. That makes sense. That's what King is. So, makes sense. Is Pariah Node 4? Can Pariah be Node 4 and Node 1? This was asked because I think it was mislabeled at Gen Con. The Pariah is a Node 1 nemesis. So, I'm assuming that's the answer. Then this, can you trust him and stuff? That's flavor text, hopefully. That's what that means. I'm assuming to take the first part as, yes, solid answer. It's a Node 1. As was said in the, the Heralds. Expanded hunt tables. If so, would the hunt tables be based on campaigns, on campaign, People of the Lantern, People of the Stars, etc., or by biome? Flame Stone Faces, Inverted Mountain, Abyss of Woods. New hunt tables, yes. Not ready to go into details on this just yet, though. So, there will be new hunt tables, which is great. Probably going to be included in those two big campaigns. That's what was always planned. So, why the Red Witches so huge? Red Witches are part of the White Speaker cult, and White Speakers are larger than normal survivors. any other reasons are stories yet to be remembered. Okay. So that's why Red Witch is so big. I guess. Update 73. 2 resin models were teased. A knight about the size of a Necromancer boss. And is there any chance we'll see one of these? This was like the Gate Guardian or whatever that was. It was a model that was shown. It matched the Corsair. There was the Corsair generic line had a silhouette behind it that matched that mini. So it's just assumed to be the Gate Guardian because that was what was said in the lore of the Corsair, I think. But either way, that's the mini it's talking about in Update 73. Monster make bigger return to the store. In fact, if you check this month's sale, which was talking about Forge God, I'm pretty sure, or it was talking about the Witch of the East Star, both of which are monsters. They're going to release armor sets at some point for new monsters, the old school way. We moved away from swappable armor sets for now. The design for these, while great for modularity, are not as conducive to the dynamic living poses of our newer armor set sculpts. However, modular armor sets hold a special place in my heart, and I'd love to re-explore them sometime in the future. So, no, for the old narrative sculpts that come from Core. However, sometime in the future, maybe Kingdom Death 2.0 or whatever, the new Core or whatever, will still have them, but they'll be the new scale and they'll be re-explored for the narrative sculpts. Could also just mean that maybe there'll be a white box that will be more expensive that will include like a way to mix and match or something like that. The KDM Sim is also supposed to have like this narrative mini hobby aspect to it that we haven't seen yet. Maybe that's what's being talked about. How fare the special Gambler Second Face t-shirts. Gambler t-shirts featured the iconic art of the Gambler is depicted on the luck token. All your survivors have -1 luck while you wear it. I suppose they'd have +1 luck if you wear the shirt backwards. So, pretty funny. I don't know what that one was. Gonna have 4 of these. I think there was a link on that Kickstarter comment. I don't know what that was. These table corner caps were printed as a one-off. Oh, so it must have been the table corner caps for the show, the demos at Gen Con. Can you give us an overview of the Titan Bee and Honeycomb Weaver expansions? Is there synergy between the two? Does Titan Bee have a prologue fight? So, an overview of these expansions will have to wait for its own update. That means Return to the Dark Herald. The Titan Bee will absolutely have a cool synergy or two with the Honeycomb Weaver. Now, what that could mean, well, what that means is they're definitely 2 expansions now. 100% definitely 2 different expansions. They no longer are this as what was pitched. Now, as to what that means, have a cool synergy, that could mean the synergy cards is like we see in Campaigns of Death. Maybe. I doubt it, because I think that Titan Bee and Honeycomb Weaver I think comes out before Campaigns of Death. But that could mean the synergy or the 2 will be included in Campaigns of Death. Who knows? Remember, Percival was said to have synergy with Black Knight, and that comes in the form of a trait, minis with red hair. So, cool synergy could mean a lot of things, but this definitely proves that they're 2 definitely separate expansions being designed separately. To word it like this, to say they'll only have synergy or 2, they're not dependent on each other anymore. The Titan Bee will have its own bespoke prologue. Nice, good pun. I enjoy it. Will the Black Knight terrain statue be released in plastic? No, they last for statues. In regards to KDM Sim, what is the current plan release schedule for expansion content? GD design addition to the Sim, current plan with KDS is to continue to make monthly improvements to the platform as outlined in our update. We don't have a set release schedule for upcoming expansions for KDM or KDS at the moment, but once we are ready, expansions will be made available to master key holders for time before making their way to the web store. So we haven't seen Black Knight yet or Killennium Butcher in the Sim, I mean. I would expect Killennium Butcher first before Black Knight, perhaps. Maybe they'll both get the same time. So the window for turnaround is, who knows, 2 months, month. The Indomitable survivors have made their ways to the Sim much faster. What happened to Everyday Heroes? After engaging with our local communities, we decided that it would be more impactful for us to provide direct help in a way we were uniquely positioned to. we ultimately chose to spend the resources originally allotted for the Everyday Heroes single release on fabricating respirator parts for local hospitals. So that's what happened to Everyday Heroes. So with that, that's the end of the April update. Lots of cool stuff to talk about in the store. One Indomitable Survivor released. Another for the Sim exclusive Indomitable Survivor released. There was like a Lagomorph thing released, which was beta, which is interesting. And then I think there was a regular white box also released, along with the Forge God remaster and the Witch of the East Star. All kinds of cool stuff released for the store. So hopefully head over there as soon as I can get this video out. I know most will probably be sold out, especially each of the Witch of the East Star, but maybe you got a chance to grab it. I know it's a very anticipated mini. I hope people got it who were looking for it. So thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video.